Hello families and familets. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to animate in Drawpile. For the sake of the video, I deleted my Drawpile so you don't see it on my desktop anywhere. So let's get into how to animate in Drawpile. So first thing you want to do is you want to go online. You want to open up your web browser. Go to drawpile.net. My cap lock is on. Alright, now when the screen pops up, you see a bunch of stuff here. You see Drawpile Collaborative, you see the icon that is Drawpile, see News, and these are about your subsections that you can create. What we're looking for though is download. So you can hit download. Here is where you can select what type of computer or source you're getting Drawpile in. I have Windows, so I run 64-bit, so I'm going to download the 64-bit. And it's going to ask you where do you want to download the setup. So I'm going to put this in my file paths. So I put it in my file paths. There it is. And we're going to click it, hit run. Here's going to ask you to select a language. You can select from Dutch, English, and whatever that is. So me. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Created this. Yeah. Install. It's gonna ask you to install. Once it installs, bam, it's done. Then hit launch Drawpile. Or if you don't want to launch it right away, you can uncheck that. But we're gonna launch it straight away. All right. So here is what Drawpile looks like. Sorry. If a pattern isn't showing for you, you can just pull up on these little, if you go at the edge and pull on these little things, you should see them pop up. Okay, so right away we got our layers, which is the foreground and the background right away, and then we have our brushes, and then we have our input. Now this input is only if you have a tablet. It lets you change the sensitivity on your tablet and junk. Okay, here are the tools up here. There's the brush, the eraser, the line tool, square tool, the overlay tool. I get this. This is like points, kind of like when you're using Illustrator, if you're familiar with the program. But we also have the fill tool, where you can fill in stuff. You got your eyedropper tool, you can capture any colors. You got your, this is like a, it's like a little drawing thing, but it disappears after so long. And then you got your square selection tool. If I move this around, it's that. And if you got your lasso tool as well, and if you move this around, you can grab that and stuff. Okay, so that's all that stuff. Right. So how do we animate it here? Okay, so animating is very simple when it comes to Drawpile. Well, I don't know if it's so simple, but it just depends. I personally think it's so simple, but whatever. Let's get into how doing it. So first thing you want to do is you want to click this little drop down menu here. Once you click this little drop down menu, go to your modes. It should say normal by default, and it'll say this every time you open up Drawpile. And then you're gonna see normal, solo, and then onion skin. You're gonna want to click onion skin here. And what onion skin will do is it'll turn all of your layers into frames. So, and whatever you drew on one frame, it'll show. That's a very crude heart. When you go to the next layer, it's going to show that the onion skin of that very terrible looking heart. Ew, that one looks even worse. I think I accidentally. Oops. Okay, so yeah, these hearts just progressively get worse. So anyway, yeah, it lets you do that. Now, if you don't have any of your anything here that you should have, like your layers, if you don't see your layers, you can quickly go to View and then go to Docs, when you get to docs, you'll see freehand, you'll see brushes, colors, layers. That's what we're looking for. We'll see navigator, you'll see input. We're gonna go to layers. Then click layers and it'll go away if it's there, and it might go away if it's there. And then once you click it back, go back to view, then docs, click layers, should pop up there somewhere, and it should make itself known. Okay, so now we know how to bring up the layers if they're missing for us. Now, what you do is what next? Okay, so now we know how to make our frames look like onion skin. So what's the next step? Well, the next step is learning. You can try your hand with it. You can learn how to use it based on if you want to. You can try to, you know, it's a really nice. Drawpile has a really nice brush. Just be careful. The controls are a bit weird when you first start using it. So yeah, a couple more things you need to know about animating in Drawpile. First thing is you want to go to edit and you want to go to preference. Okay, then you want to go to animation here. We're gonna go to animation. I don't know what any of this stuff means yet, but this is what you want to pay attention here. By default, your onion skin layers are set to 4 below and 4 above. I've changed mine here to 2 below and 2 above, just so because that's how I like my onion skin done, and I keep it at that. So yeah. Another thing you want to go to is your shortcuts. Now I'm going to show you guys how to go between your frames really quickly rather than actually having to push them. So you want to go all the way down to select a layer above and select layer below. And by default, these commands should be shift and then X and then shift and then Z. But you can actually change those just by clicking this little box here and pushing a button, and pushing this button here, pushing a button. I have mine set to period and comma, or greater than and less than, because I use Flash a lot, and that is very easy for me to use. It's super easy and super simple. So doing that will actually help a lot. So yeah, then you just exit out of that, and then yeah, the shortcut should be working. But yeah, you're probably wondering, how do you watch the animation? So in order to watch your animation, just hit view and then flipbook, and it's going to play your animation for you. And here you can pause your animation, you can go back frames, you can go back to the start, you can center it, you can set how many what layers you want to start on, or you can just flip between the frames here. You can loop. You can set a loop range to where you want to start and end your loop of this part. You can also change the FPS, and you can click on and off the background layer if you don't want to use the background, or if you don't want to see the background layer. Okay. So, if you guys don't want to click view and then flip book up here, the command for it is Control F. So if you hit Control F, it'll do the exact same thing. If you guys are experienced animators like me and you're kind of used to using 24 frames per second, I wouldn't recommend using 24 frames per second or watching your animations 24 frames per second, because it plays, it's kind of off, and it plays like extremely fast. If you're okay with that, then that's fine, but I keep mine at a good 18 frames per second because I think it's more viewable and it's a good speed. But yeah, take that however you like. But anyways, that's pretty much it on how to animate in Drawpile. How do you export it into an animation? So how you export it into an animation is you go to File, and then you go to Export, and then you'll see animation there. Once you hit animation, it'll bring up this little export window, and it'll ask you for the export format, the animation options, where it'll ask you which layers do you want to loop in your animation. You can make the background any layer. I'm sorry, not any layer, but you can make it a solid color. You can make it transparent, whatever you want to do. You can make the frame rate here. You can change the frame rate, change the size. You can change it here to the image format. You can change the video name pattern, and you can change the supported. No, you can't. So yeah, if you can also click down here on these things, and you can make your animate. You can make it a video. You can add a soundtrack if you want to. You can change the format to AVI, WebM, Matrix. I don't know what that means. You can you can change the quality, normal, good, very good, and you can also change it to an animated GIF, and you can change the dithering. You can optimize the frame difference in the same as before. So, and then you hit whatever, and it'll ask you to save it somewhere. But yeah, so that's pretty much how to animate in Drawpile. I hope you guys liked my tutorial, and I hope you guys learned something. Have a great day.